Hey there, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking more about operators. We have 6 more operators here. We have the comparison operators, and that is the less than equal to, greater than equal to, equal and not equal. And we're going to be adding these functionalities to our fraction class. So one of these is very important, and that is the less than operator, because this allows us to sort our classes. In this case, allows us to sort our fraction objects if we had them in a list. So here we have a list of fractions. If I print out the fractions, then you can see this format because we overloaded the string operator. And if I try to sort them, you'll see less than is not supported between instances of fraction and fraction. So let's talk about sorting. By sorting, I don't mean the algorithm itself. We'll talk about that much later on throughout the series. But for now, we're going to talk about what it means to sort a list of certain values. So in this case, with integers, you sort from smallest to largest. So on a high level, when we're sorting this list of integers, we are comparing each one. So we're saying 1, that is less than 2. So we put 1 in front of 2, but it's not less than this 1. So after we put it in front of the 2, we don't change these two because 1 is not less than 1, 2 is not less than 2, but 3 is greater than both 1 and 2. So we put this here. So that will give us the sorted result. And then with a list of strings, we sort them using alphabetical order. So in this case, instead of smallest to largest, it's more like first to last. So in this case, apple comes before orange, orange comes before watermelon, but banana should come before watermelon. And banana should come before orange as well. So we should get apple, banana, orange, and watermelon. And if we had a list of lists, well, what gets compared first is 0th index. So this 1, this 2, and this 1. And then afterwards, we compare the next index. So it's A, and B. So if I run our program, we see after sorting, our integers are sorted. Our list of strings, they're sorted alphabetically. And then our list of lists, we get 1A, and then 1B, and then 2A. Okay, so that's how sorting works in Python. Well, in any language actually, but yeah, that's sorting. So we need to tell the fraction class what it means for one fraction to be less than the other fraction. So in this case, let's implement the less than. So we have 2 fractions, self and other. So let's say one is 3/4 and the other is 2/7. How do you know which fraction is smaller? Well, first off, what did we do in addition and subtraction? We did cross multiplication, right? So that our denominators could be the same. So in this case, 3/4 will multiply top and bottom by 7. So we'll get 21 over 28. And the other one will multiply top and bottom by 4. So that we get 8 over 28. So now we're comparing 21 over 28 and 8 over 28. And we can see which one is smaller, right? 8 over 28 is smaller. So in this case, if we try to sort the two, this one would come first. So in this case, we can just copy this, place this here. So in this case, we don't need the denominator because we know it'll be the same. So we can say numerator 1 is denominator times self.numerator, and the other one will be numerator 2 is self.denominator times other.numerator. And then we just have to return numerator 1 because that one is self, right? Self.numerator is less than other.numerator. So this returns a boolean. So now if I run my program, we can see we have a sorted list of fractions. Okay, so that's how you would implement less than so that you can sort a list of your classes. So you can have class of whatever you like. As long as you implement the less than operator, you can sort a list of those instances. All right, so let's comment that out. Next, I want to talk about the rest of the operators. So here we have less than, greater than, and equal to. So if we have 2/4 and 1/3, this is basically 1/2, right? So we know A less than B should be false, 1/2 is greater than 1/3, and A greater than B should be true, and equality should be true for A and C because 2/4 is equal to 1/2. So if I run this, we get false, false, false. Even though we defined a less than, we still need to define a greater than and equal, equal. If we don't, it will default to false. So with sorting, you only need the less than but you should still implement the rest of the comparison operators so that you can have these functionalities. Okay, so to implement the greater than, we can just copy and paste this and then switch the sign here. So that's greater than. And for equality, well, we can do the same thing, right? We can just copy and paste this and then change this to an equal. Or we can do something better. So in this case, we're kind of reusing the same block of code over and over again. Instead of doing that, we can just call these two operators. So we can say return not self less than other or self greater than other. So this less than other is going to call this the under method, and this one is going to call this one. So it's saying it's not less than, it's not greater than, so it has to be equal. And then we have not equal self other. So as you might have guessed, we're going to say not self equal other. And then less than or equal to, we're going to say return self less than other or self equal to other. And then for greater than or equal to, we'll do return self greater than other or self equal other. Okay, so that's how you can reuse some of the code that we've written. All right, so now if I run my program, we can now see false, true, false. This should be true. A equal to C. So let's see what happened. There's an error. This should be numerator 2. Okay, so now let's run it. So now we get false, true, true, which is what we wanted. False, true, true. I guess before, when we tried to sort using less than, even though we had a bug, our list was too short and the numbers are kind of small and similar. But if we had a bigger list, we would have caught the error. So when you're testing your code, you should always include different lists or increasing the size of the list so you can catch your errors better. So yeah, that is implementing the comparison operators. And again, if you want to sort your classes, you just need to implement this one. Okay, so that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.